use your God power to get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. Affirmations and confirmations. Affirmations are also confirmations. They not only assert meanings, but they also serve to confirm those same meanings. They are usually thought of as statements about yourself. Most people think of them as I statements, such as I am successful and I am a money magnet. While those are affirmations, so are I am fat, I am unhappy, I can't find a job, the economy is bad, I'm getting old, I don't feel good, and if it weren't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any at all. In short, everything that you think and say is an affirmation of your reality. Since your reality is a direct reflection of you, and everything that you think and say creates, maintains, and verifies your reality, it stands to reason that it is something you need to pay attention to. This next video example is from Michael Talbot, who wrote the amazing book, The Holographic Universe, which I highly recommend. It is an excellent book. In this rare clip, he is giving a lecture based on his book and on the research that he had conducted. This clip is mostly audio with a few pictures, but in it, he tells many affirmation stories. Of course, he didn't call them affirmations, but anything that you think or say that relates to you or your world are affirmations. That is, they either assert or confirm your reality for the better or the worse. Video example: be careful of what you say. What is this video about? In the video example, Michael Talbot is relating a few stories that bear our attention. He says that we should never say bad things about the food that we are going to eat, like, I shouldn't eat this because it is bad for me. He says that we are not only feeding our body, but we are also feeding our mind. The first story that pertains to our subject is of a man who thinks that he has to eat eggs to live. So for the last 15 years, he has eaten 25 eggs a day. That is over 135,000 eggs that he has eaten. This normally would cause a huge cholesterol problem. But his levels are not only fine, but his levels are actually lower than normal, despite how many eggs he has eaten. He is in good health because he thinks that eating eggs are good for him, and so they are. Always the meaning of the situation. There is another story of a man who eats mainly bacon fat and still has a normal cholesterol level.
For best results, pause this video at this point here, and watch the video example mentioned in the segment. The links are located in the book chapter, and at the end of the book. If you are watching this online, you will find the link for this video example listed in the notes section. Then, after watching the associated video example, continue watching this video from here.
Another woman eats nothing but junk food, but she was a great follower of Edgar Cayce, who said to always bless your food, and so she does. She says things like, this food will only be good for me and it will nourish my body. And so it does. Her health is perfect. Another woman wrote on her chemotherapy medicine, healing elixir. She gave it a label that denoted a wonderful and beneficial medicine and not the harsh and destructive chemical that it really is. He says, always be vigilant about what you tell yourself. What do you tell yourself when you look in the mirror? When you look at your body? When you are about to eat? When you go to the doctor? About your job, your spouse, your kids, your life? Michael Talbot makes a very good comparison when he says that, in his own words, quote,
I always liken human beings, we're like infants sitting at the control panel of jumbo jets, because we have all these amazing capabilities and things, but we're just flicking switches out of ignorance. We don't know how to work, and we're not taught. We're taught. Our culture strives very hard to teach us what to think, but not how to think. And it's far more important to teach how to think than what to think.
Unquote. He then gives great advice when he says, when you're going to say something bad about yourself, ask yourself, what is the payoff if I do this? And then decide if you should continue. What does this example show, and what does it mean? This is a great video segment. It is full of great stories told by Michael himself that make the very same points that we are making. Whatever you think and say, you create for yourself. That is the most wonderful ability we could ever have. That is the essence of your God power, to speak a meaning and then create its reality. It is never about what you eat or do or any aspect of your experience. It is always about what you think about it. What you think about it is a direct result of whether or not you have aligned with a decision. If you're going to say something, make sure that it is something that you want. Remember the Power of Labels chapter, where a simple label created the reality that the rice would endure or enjoy. Affirmations are verbal or mental labels that you place on yourself and your world. Why would you make your experience worse when you can just as easily make it even better? In another segment of this series, number 7 of 12, he tells of a story where a man was in the hospital to have a section of his intestines removed. I expect it was blocked or wasn't working. The man said that it was good to have this little vacation from his job. He just, quote, he just couldn't handle the shit anymore, unquote. I guess his body took his words literally, and that is why he was in the hospital having a section of his intestines removed, because it just couldn't handle the shit anymore. What kinds of things do you say? This job is killing me, or that person will be the death of me, or pass me out of the cancer sick when speaking of cigarettes? Everything that you think and say creates meaning. When you say that whatever I eat is good for me, it is. When you say that everything is working out for me, then it is. How could it not be? When you say it is, you are thinking that it is, and when you are thinking that it is, you see evidence that it is. You are asserting the meaning that it is, listening and attracting everything that will not only confirm that it is, but will create that it is even more. These next 4 statements are far more than just affirmations. They are your rights as a physically incarnated human being. They are by far the most powerful of all and have unlimited ability to expand your reality. However, they are like frequencies in that, as great as they are individually, when you add them together, you create an overall frequency that is even more powerful and far-reaching. When these are added together, they create a single affirmation confirmation that is simply the most powerful affirmation and confirmation of your God-given rights as a human being that has ever been conceived and put on paper. Here we go. The 4 most powerful affirmations, confirmations of all time. I can know anything and everything that I decide to know. I can be anything and everything that I decide to be. I can do anything and everything that I decide to do. And I can have anything and everything that I decide to have. When they're added together, they equal I can have any and every experience that I decide to have. This one golden affirmation, which is also an absolute confirmation of your rights as a physically incarnated human being, covers any and every possible aspect of your life experience. This is a higher order affirmation that covers every smaller and more specific desire that you could ever have. Affirmations and confirmations are seeds which when thought or spoken begin to grow and multiply and bear fruit unto you. As you speak ill of yourself and your world, so you will cast forth the seeds that will bear ugly and deadly fruits unto you. However, if you use affirmations to speak of wonderful truths and assert great meanings about yourself and your world, then you shall reap a bountiful and abundant supply of wonderful and delicious fruits that you shall feast on and enjoy for the rest of your life. Bon appetit.
Options. Now activating the next video, play options. One moment please. Click on the green arrow to start watching the next video. Or, click on the red arrow to start watching the prior video. Or, click on the tan arrow to go to the main course menu and guide, with links to all course chapters, excerpts, and special reports. Up next, special video options. Click on your choice of course videos, menus, and excerpts. Now switching to the special video options menu and activating the video selection buttons. Click on your selection number to start watching the video. "15 seconds till we switch to the next page with the free download information. Pause the video now if you need more time to review the available selections." This is the end of this course video. Its video number is listed above. To watch the next video, simply click on the next video in number sequence. Thank you.